Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down the exact system that I use to take this remodeling client from 45 grand a month all the way to $350,000 collected worth of jobs in only 90 days. Now, here's the thing. He had multiple problems and leaks going on within his business, and that was obviously the first thing we saw and we had to fix. So now let's go over these leaks, and these leaks might relate to you, so pay close attention. By the way, before we get into this video, if you guys don't know me already, my name is Marcello. I own RevRoof AI. That is our marketing agency where we work with contracting and local service businesses, helping them increase their revenue and hitting their goals. All right, guys, let's get into this video. So the first thing we'll go over, and this is after working with this remodeling client for 90 days. Here's exactly what was broken. So first, he had a solid reputation and he was getting steady referrals, but he couldn't break past 50 grand a month no matter what he tried. He was running Facebook ads, he was listing on Home Advisor, he was spending 3K a month and getting low quality price shoppers, not buyers. So here's the three main links, and here's leak one. So he was relying too much on referrals and past clients to find new work. He was running Home Advisor, Angie's List, yard signs, door knocking, and pretty much at the mercy of whoever happens to refer him. This is what he was doing in total. He was running wrong paid ad system. He was running Home Advisors, Angie Lists. He was not testing framework. He had no creativity and he had no strategy for remodeling, and he was bleeding 3K a month. Now, the result was he can't predict revenue. Some months were 70 grand, some months were 20 grand. He was stuck in a feast or famine cycle, can't build a real remodeling business off that, obviously. And he was wasting 2 to 3K a month on Angie's, Home Advisors, and all these sort of leads that were just price shoppers or would ghost him. Now, leak number two, he had no consistent way to convert leads into signed contracts. He had a weak proposal and a weak offer structure. Now, he had people saying, let me think about it, rather than when can you start? So no system to warm up cold remodeling leads before the estimate call, and he also was not taking advantage of buyer psychology. So he had no social proof, no scarcity, and no authority over these people, rather than them just saying, I've seen their before and afters, I trust them, and I'm ready to sign. And the result was he had low close rates on estimates, about 15 to 20% instead of 40 to 60%. And he was competing on price, losing 15 grand worth of jobs to competitors who seemed more professional. And he was spending 10 plus hours a week on quotes that never convert. Now, that is leak number two. Now let's get straight to leak number three, which was he had no customer retention slash LTV system. He had homeowners that would hire once and it would be 10 to 20K for a project and then never hear from them again. The total lifetime value was 10 to 20 grand. What it should be is that same owner becomes worth 80 to 150 grand over time from referrals plus repeat remodels. So for example, kitchens, bathrooms, additions, ADUs, all that sort. And the result for him was constantly chasing new clients instead of building wealth from existing ones and missing out on 50 to 100 grand in referral revenue every year from past clients. And he also had no predictable recurring revenue from your growing client base. Now, these are the three leaks we found within a couple days of doing a deep dive on his business. And here's exactly what we implemented to fix it. Now, this is the CTC solution, which is what we use for all of our clients. Let's get to it. So CTC funnel, convert, trust, and close. The CTC system takes a homeowner through the complete journey from the first time they see your ad all the way to the loyal client who refers neighbors and hires you 3 to 4, 5 plus times. Now, the first part is how we fix leak number one. He had no consistent lead flow. So we created a remodeling lead acquisition system for him. So pretty much what we built was Meta and Google Ads with AI optimization to get in front of homeowners actively planning kitchen remodels. So bathroom renovations and also home additions, putting this client's brand in front of the most qualified buyers in the market. Now, we also implemented a high volume creative pipeline, which is rapidly testing dozens of hooks, angles, and formats, and also before and after remodel photos, projects, walkthroughs, and even free design consultations, hooks, all that sort, to find what made their local market book calls. Now, here was the results from that. We were predictably able to get estimates every single week. We got consistent lead flow, and we were consistently getting remodeling projects booked onto the pipeline. Now, how do we fix leak number two? No consistent way to convert leads into signed contracts. So first thing we did was give them a sales funnel optimization. We optimize his entire landing page and proposal process with buyer psychology triggers. So homeowners are compelled to book and sign, not shop around for 3 other remodelers. So your remodeling leads are compelled to sign instead of ghosting. His social proof, which he had tons of Google reviews, plus project before and after photos and video testimonials, which we gave. And he also had scarcity involved, which was limited monthly project slots. And he also had full authority, which was he had licenses, he had insurance, he had guarantees, awards, all this sort of stuff. And the cold lead nurturing was the cherry on top, which was a retargeting sequence. So we built retargeting and warming sequences that took cold leads through the journey from who is this remodeler all the way to I need to call them now, giving them a second, third, fourth chance to convert. So before he was looking at a close rate of 15 to 20% and a revenue of 45 grand a month. And after he had a close rate of 40 to 55% with a revenue of 150 grand a month. Now, this was a 3 to 4x improvement in conversion. Now let's go over the third leak that we fixed was no customer retention / LTV system. Now the customer retention and LTV system that we gave him was built automated email and SMS sequences that capture, nurture, and reactivate past remodeling clients on autopilot. So they hire you again and send referrals to their neighbors. So this is exactly what it did. So we were able to turn 10 to 20K one-time remodeling jobs into 80 to 150K lifetime client relationships, and a client base that hires you over and over, plus refers neighbors instead of hiring you once and disappearing. Now, the LTV automation sequences, post project follow-up nurture, annual time for refresh campaigns, and we were able to run referral request sequences, also review generation campaigns. Now, what did this result in? We were able to close 60K in additional revenue from past clients in 90 days, and our referrals became 40% of new business. First, before it was 15%. We were also able to predictably make $280,000 recurring pipeline by month 3. Now, after fixing all of these leaks, you're probably wondering what the result was, and let's go ahead and uncover this. So what this meant for this remodeling client. He went from making 45 grand a month all the way to $355,000 within 90 days. And he was able to get out of this cycle of no more feast or famine. And he was able to actually build a predictable weekly estimate pipeline. He was able to have higher close rates, and he was competing on value and not undercutting his price. Now his lifetime client value jumped all the way to $80,000 to $150,000 per homeowner versus before where he's doing $10,000 to $20,000 in his remodeling business that runs without him chasing every single job. Able to run a remodeling business that runs without him chasing every single job. Now, if you want to book a 30-minute strategy call with me, go to the description below and you're able to actually click on the link and book it. Make sure you guys also go follow my IG, which is cello.mosheri, and I appreciate you guys watching through the full video. Hope you guys have a good one.